It comes every day, without delay, without explanation, without emotion. The sun, the most reliable constant of our world. We don't ask why it shines, we simply accept it. We don't thank it when it rises. We don't say goodbye when it disappears beyond the horizon. We've forgotten that this isn't a rule, it's a privilege. And it is not eternal. It didn't begin with a storm or with a flare. It began with silence. Almost unnoticeable, this new, unfamiliar silence at dawn. The light was there, but it was different. As if someone had removed an invisible filter. As if the sun had come closer, brighter, but colder. It's hard to explain. Not scientifically, but on a visceral level. You stand beneath the first rays of morning, and they don't warm you, they pierce you. Not gently, not kindly, but almost as a warning. You might not even notice. You'll say, "It's spring," or "It's just autumn." But something inside you will shift. And you won't know why. Humanity has grown used to looking down on the sun. We've conquered the atom. We've walked in space. We've made billions of observations, calculations, models. And yet, most people still don't know that the sun does not burn like fire. It doesn't flame. It doesn't blaze. The sun is a nuclear disaster that never ends. A cosmic reactor balanced between explosion and equilibrium. And if that balance shifts even slightly, everything we know will vanish. In minutes. Silence came first. Then new colors. Sunrises in recent years have changed. They've grown less warm, less golden. At times, they carry a pale grayish light, almost sterile. Photographers say, the sky has lost its depth. Some see glints where there should be none. Opticians shrug. Atmospheric scattering, they say, and stare at the floor. But those who know the old traditions say otherwise. They say, the sun is no longer alone. That something has come with it. Something is standing behind it. In the Himalayas, there is an old legend of the empty light. It's not darkness. It's not an eclipse. It's when the light still shines, but brings nothing. No warmth, no life, no energy. It is dead light. Old monks said, when the empty light arrives, the world will change. Not die, not collapse. It will simply become different, and you will no longer recognize it. Some believe that the sun is not just a star. It is a mirror. It reflects what our world truly is. When humanity loses its connection with itself, the light changes too. In ancient India, there was a school of thought that taught sunlight is not a constant, that it depends on human consciousness. And when that consciousness drifts toward chaos, the light loses meaning. Then it becomes dangerous. Like a warning, I see you, I see what you're doing. Many who've had near-death experiences describe the same thing. A light, very bright, very close, it was calling me. Is this a metaphor? Or contact with something older than all of us? The silence before the light, it's not just silence. It is a pause before the music, before the strike, before the explosion. A pause that we felt but ignored. Because we don't know how to listen to silence. We don't know how to listen to the sun. What if it's trying to speak to us? Not with words, not with signals, but with light itself? In its own language. Through changes in color. Through the tempo of sunrise. Through tension in its rays. It demands nothing. It does not threaten. It is simply different. And that should be enough to make us afraid. For the first time in history, we can see the sun up close. Through satellites, probes, telescopes. And the closer we look, the more questions arise. Why are there dark sunspots during periods when there shouldn't be? Why does plasma behave unpredictably on quiet days? Why has its spectrum shifted on frequencies we thought were fixed? The silence before the light. Light that no longer warms. Beams that seem to stare back at you. We don't know what has changed, but we do know something is happening. And the real question is not what's wrong with the sun, but are we ready to see the answer? To understand the present, we must return to the past. But not the past written conveniently in textbooks. The past that was silenced. The one carved into stones, hidden in encrypted myths, and erased from records. Because our sun, it has changed before, and humanity has already witnessed it. We've just forgotten, or were helped to forget. In ancient Sumer, there was a legend of a second sun. It came rarely, but when it did, it brought fear. The fiery eye of the sky, they called it. And every time this second light appeared on the horizon, the world shifted. Texts speak of great floods, of vanishing lands, of days that lasted too long, or nights that refused to end for weeks. What was it? An astronomical anomaly? The passing of an unknown object? Or something that caused our sun to behave differently? In South America, there are accounts of the dark sun. The Incas believed it once shone over Earth. Not bright, but black. And it brought with it the first night of fear. They described a sun that didn't bring warmth, but pain. People began losing memory, forgetting their language, their names. And then, as if someone switched it back. But the world was no longer the same. The question isn't whether the sun changes. The question is, do people remain the same after it does? There's another source, less official. Ancient star maps. Some of them don't match our current sky. But they are precise. Too precise to be fiction. These maps suggest that Earth's position, and possibly the sun's, has shifted. Periodically. Cyclically. What if everything we see now is just part of a larger, more dangerous cycle? There's a theory. Great empires didn't fall from war or plague. They collapsed after changes in the light. Chinese chronicles speak of a sun that vanished for 7 days. Egyptian priests recorded days when Ra returned not from the horizon, but from beneath the earth. Roman historians wrote of a sun that turned the color of blood. Each time, chaos followed. Wars, upheavals, the disappearance of civilizations. Coincidence? In the temples of Angkor, there are carvings of 2 suns. One the present, and the other a memory of the past. A silent reminder that the sun has phases we do not understand. Maybe we live in just one of those phases, in a so-called calm between the shifts. But that calm is ending. In 1908, something fell in the Tunguska region of Siberia. The official story, a meteorite. But witnesses said the sky exploded before the impact. Some researchers suggest it was a solar burst we didn't detect, or a magnetic phenomenon tied to an external force. At the same time, all over Europe, people reported strange glowing skies. They read newspapers at midnight, as if the sun hadn't vanished completely, but remained nearby. Only now, different. Could these events be episodes of the sun's malfunction? Brief flashes of the same change we're beginning to feel now. Let's return to biblical symbolism. The book of Revelation speaks of the sun turning black as sackcloth, of a day when light will shine, but give no guidance, when day and night become indistinguishable. This isn't just poetry. It's a possible reality, because there's a phenomenon, atmospheric transparency paradox. When the sun's spectrum shifts so much that our brain stops interpreting it as day, it'll be bright, but we'll feel it's night. And that is scientifically possible. Some astrophysicists now cautiously speak of anomalous changes in the sun's magnetic field, of zones where temperatures should be high but aren't. There's a hypothesis about pole flipping or even a temporary quieting of solar activity, which could affect Earth's gravitational stability. It sounds technical, scientific, but the truth is simple. The sun is changing, and faster than we thought. In medieval manuscripts, there's one particularly ominous line. "The light will be, but it will not be yours." What does that mean? Perhaps it hints that the sun may remain, but its nature may change. Not vanish, not go dark, but become an instrument of something else. Light that no longer leads. Light that controls. And so, here we are again. Once more at the edge, as we have been thousands of years ago. History isn't linear, it's cyclical. And what we feel, see, record today may be nothing more than an echo of a great repetition. We look at the sun and see something familiar, but it is no longer the same. And if we want to know what's coming, we must remember what once was, because the pages of the past never vanish. They simply wait to be opened again. At first, it was just small things. Minor shifts, easy to ignore. Slightly too bright a light in the morning. Shadows move just a few degrees off. An instinctive urge to squint, even on cloudy days. Small things. But that's how big changes begin. It's not astronomers who feel it first. It's those who haven't lost touch with nature. Farmers say, plants are blooming too early, then dying. Shepherds stop and silently stare at the sky because something's wrong up there. And the elders feel it. The warmth has changed. It's no longer comforting but piercing. It begins with light. Physically, it's the same, but the feeling is different. More and more people complain of headaches in bright sunlight. Children avoid going outside during the day. Some instinct says, danger. Animals grow restless at dawn. Birds gather out of season. What if these small, subjective symptoms aren't random? What if they're the first signs of a massive shift? Remember the anomaly of 2023, when many countries observed the so-called solar trembling. Photographs showed rays that seemed to pulse. Scientists dismissed it: camera effect, optics, moisture. But they never explained this. Synchronized trembling shadows across continents at the exact same time, as if the light source itself glitched. Or June 11, 2024. The sky over parts of Europe turned violet. Not at sunset, not at night in broad daylight. Meteorologists said, atmospheric pollution. But at the same moment, the sun looked blurred, as if covered with a thin living membrane. The scariest part? Most people aren't frightened by these things, because we've trained ourselves to ignore anything that doesn't fit the daily script. We see signs from above, but turn down the screen brightness. There's a phenomenon, non-optical shadows, when a body casts a shadow in the wrong place. In Africa, India, Argentina, cases reported where a person stood under direct sunlight, and their shadow fell at a different angle. This is real, not a myth. The explanation? Atmospheric turbulence. But no one says why it's happening more often. In 2025, this year, for the first time ever, a solar beam imprint was detected at night. High in the Nepalese mountains, a photo captured a glacier glowing, as if bathed in daylight. But there was no moon, no stars, only deep darkness and a glow from the southern horizon, where there should have been only sky. Another sign: star map disarray. Amateur astronomers claim some stars shifted position. Not vanished, not new, just moved slightly. Professionals responded, optical illusion, atmospheric refraction. But data shows that this refraction defies standard physical models. Stars moved as if Earth itself trembled, or began to move differently. Over Antarctica, they recorded solar twins, a phenomenon where two suns appear on the horizon. The explanation, parhelion, an atmospheric effect. But why do these twins move independently of the actual sun? And why are both sides of objects lit up at once in some areas? Maybe it's not two suns, but a mirror, a projection, an illusion meant to keep us from noticing that the true source of light is changing. Do you know where the word apocalypse comes from? It means unveiling, a revelation of truth. Maybe this is our apocalypse, not the end of the world, but the end of illusion. The sun has always been with us. We thought it was constant, a symbol of stability. But what if it's just a shell? A mask hiding something we're not meant to know? The sun is not just a source of heat. It's a direction, a beacon that tells us where we are and when we are. But if it starts to lie, even a little, we lose everything. Navigation, circadian rhythms, orientation. We lose reality. And here's the most dangerous part. These signs don't scream. They whisper. The sun doesn't fall from the sky. It simply becomes different. The signs from above are already here. They've always been here. But now they're more frequent, louder, closer, and soon we won't be able to ignore them. The sun has changed, and we must decide. Will we keep looking up, pretending everything's fine, or finally begin to see light, what we consider the source of life and warmth? But what if light is just a facade, something superficial, something we see but do not understand? The sun sends us light incredibly strong, unchanging, eternal. But what's hidden within that light is no less important. What if inside the light lies information, messages, signals, something that could tell us the true state of the sun, or even more? It's known that the solar spectrum is complex and multi-layered, and we see only a small part of it. What is hidden in the ultraviolet, the infrared? What about gamma rays? Some scientists suggest that the sun is not just a huge ball of plasma, but a complex system with processes we cannot fully understand. There are theories that deep inside the sun there are cyclical information bursts, like in a cosmic computer that periodically updates itself but does so in a way we do not notice. Another theory, the sun might be an extraterrestrial object. Not just a star, but a kind of beacon or device. But who placed it there, and for what purpose? Ancient myths speak of light that speaks, light that carries knowledge, warnings, or even curses. In the Bible, there are lines about the sun that groans and sky that weeps blood. What if these are metaphors for changes in the light's flow? We are used to seeing light as something positive, but light can also be a weapon. Light can control. Consider the phenomenon of bioluminescence in nature. Organisms glow to communicate, intimidate, or camouflage. What if the sun also glows with a purpose? What if its light is a code that affects all life? And then the question arises, what happens when the code changes? When the light stops being what we know? There is a strange hypothesis about the sun's dark energy, something invisible permeating its rays. A part of energy we cannot detect, but that affects time, space, and consciousness. Another mysterious fact, sudden fluctuations in solar activity that do not fit classical cycles. They might be messages or signals from the sun's core that we simply haven't learned to read yet. There are mysteries in the light, and we are only beginning to notice them. And maybe these mysteries are the key to understanding what's wrong with the sun. If the sun's light is a message, then who is the sender? And who is the receiver? Humans? The Earth itself? Or something beyond our comprehension? Some ancient civilizations believed the sun was a living entity, a deity with consciousness. The Egyptians worshipped Ra, the god who traveled across the sky in a celestial boat, fighting darkness each night. The Aztecs saw the sun as a warrior who demanded sacrifice to keep moving. Might these myths contain fragments of forgotten truth? Could the sun's light carry echoes of this consciousness? Modern science tends to dismiss these ideas as superstition. But what if science is only just beginning to catch up? Take the concept of solar flares. These bursts of energy, sudden and powerful, can disrupt our satellites and power grids. But what if they are not random? What if these flares are intentional signals, a form of communication within the sun's own system? Or what if the sun's changing light affects our biology in ways we don't yet understand? The circadian rhythm, mood, even DNA repair might be linked to subtle variations in sunlight. If these signals shift, could it explain rising mental health issues or mysterious illnesses? Some fringe theories even suggest the sun is a gateway, a portal between dimensions or timelines. When the sun's light fluctuates, it might be opening or closing this gateway. Imagine, at certain moments, the sun shines not just on our physical world, but also on other layers of reality. Could this be why some people report strange visions, feelings of déjà vu, or encounters with beings of light? Or why entire regions report unusual atmospheric phenomena? Glowing orbs, unexplained shadows, sudden temperature drops, all under the same sun that lights our days? If the sun is changing and its light carries hidden meanings, then what does this mean for us? Are we passengers on a cosmic journey with a destination unknown? Or actors in a play scripted by forces beyond our sight? We stand at the edge of understanding, looking into the light. But what we see may only be the surface. Soon, we must decide to accept the light as it is, or to seek what lies beneath. The sun's light is our source of life, but has it always been flawless? Might there be shadows hiding behind it, invisible, yet powerful? Shadows that slowly but surely spread across the world. In science, there is the concept of a solar shadow, not physical, but metaphorical. These are phenomena that don't fit usual models: anomalous eclipses, sudden dimming of light, strange disturbances in energy. There are known cases when light suddenly weakened, as if someone draped the sun with a thick veil. Yet there were no clouds or dust in the sky. These shadows cannot be explained by atmospheric chemistry or normal climate processes. One of the most mysterious events was in 2027, the so-called dark month. For an entire month, the sun's light was 15% weaker worldwide. Scientists couldn't explain the cause. Speculations and theories swirled, from cosmic dust to artificial interference. But what if it was something alive? Something able to hide within the light, manipulate it, create shadows? Ancient legends speak of shadow gods, entities living between light and darkness. They cannot live without light, but also hide in its shadows. Maybe these are not just myths. Recent studies showed that at the edge of the solar corona, there are sometimes dark pulsations, bursts of energy that don't emit light, but absorb it. If the sun is not only a source of light, but a complex system of light and shadow, then our understanding of it is just the surface. And the scariest part, these shadows are growing. They appear more often in our lives: technical glitches, strange illnesses, feelings of unexplained fear. What is this? A natural process? A dangerous mutation? Or perhaps a sign that something above us is awakening? The entire cosmos is not just an endless void. It is full of voices quietly whispering between the stars. And the sun is one of these voices. But what exactly is it telling us? Scientists have recorded strange radio waves coming from the sun. They are unlike ordinary solar vibrations. These waves repeat in unusual patterns, like a code or language. Is it possible that the sun is communicating but not with us? With something greater? Other civilizations? Neighboring stars? Or even with the cosmos itself? Some researchers have proposed the hypothesis of a cosmic consciousness, an awareness permeating the entire universe. And the sun could be a node in this network, an access point or transmitter. If so, then each ray of our sun's light is not just heat and energy. It is information, a message, part of a great conversation. Ancient cultures preserve memories of the sounds of the sky, the music of the spheres, which no one can hear, but everyone feels. What if these sounds are not just symbols, but real impulses the sun sends into the universe? And we on Earth feel them through nature, art, music, and even through our dreams. And here the question arises, can we learn to decode these whispers? Can we open new horizons of understanding the world and ourselves? Or maybe the sun keeps secrets that are not yet ready to be revealed to us. Sun is not just a source of light, but the clock of the universe. Its pulsations and cycles might be the key to understanding time, not only our linear time, but a more complex, multidimensional one. What if the sun is not simply burning, but encoding time? What if each flare and each shadow is an impulse recording events on a cosmic scale? There are theories that the sun's vibrations correspond to so-called time windows, moments when time becomes flexible, when past, present, and future intertwine. Some researchers believe ancient calendars, including the Mayan one, are based on observations of the sun in these temporal cycles. But what if these cycles are changing? What if we are now living in a period of breakdown when the time we knew begins to bend, creating paradoxes and strange coincidences? This might explain why we experience déjà vu, why dreams become more vivid, and why the future feels unpredictable. The solar code of time is yet another mystery waiting for us to uncover. If the sun encodes time, then its cycles might influence not only the cosmos, but also our perception of reality. Perhaps certain solar events trigger shifts in consciousness, opening windows to memories long forgotten or glimpses of possible futures. Scientists have noticed correlations between solar activity and human behavior, from mood changes to sudden bursts of creativity. Could this be more than coincidence? Could the sun be guiding us through the labyrinth of time? Ancient myths often speak of timekeepers, celestial beings who govern the flow of moments and ages. What if the sun is one such keeper, a living clockwork that sets the rhythm of existence? Modern physics hints at the fluidity of time. In theories of relativity and quantum mechanics, time is not fixed, but malleable. Could the sun's energies be the key to unlocking this cosmic flexibility? Some speculative ideas suggest that by decoding the solar rhythms, we might learn to navigate time itself, to heal past wounds, alter future paths, or even glimpse parallel realities. But this knowledge may come with a price. Interfering with time's flow could unravel the fabric of reality, or awaken forces beyond our understanding. For now, we stand as observers and participants in the sun's cosmic dance, caught between light and shadow, past and future, certainty and mystery. The solar code of time remains an enigma, a riddle whispered in every sunrise and sunset. Will we ever truly understand its message? Or are we destined to forever chase the fleeting light of time? We all know the sun as a massive nuclear furnace, a star bomb burning for millions of years. But what if its heart is not just fire, but something far more complex? Deep inside the sun, processes occur that science cannot yet explain. Some anomalies in solar activity do not fit conventional models. There are theories about dark energy inside the sun, a mysterious force influencing its behavior. What if this energy is not only a cosmic phenomenon, but the key to understanding the secrets of the universe. There have been known cases of sudden changes in the sun's brightness unrelated to ordinary flares. These events suggest that something beyond our comprehension happens at the sun's core. Some scientists speculate that at the sun's core there might be something like a quantum heart, a structure that governs its energy at the deepest level. If true, then we stand on the brink of a revolution in cosmic knowledge. But are we ready to face the truth hidden in the heart of the sun? Or will it conceal dangerous secrets? The sun's heart might be a gateway not just to energy, but to dimensions beyond our own. If the quantum heart exists, it could connect our reality with parallel worlds or alternate timelines. Ancient myths speak of a hidden flame, a sacred fire that burns unseen beneath the surface of the visible sun. This flame was said to hold the wisdom of the cosmos and the power to reshape reality. Modern physics has yet to probe such possibilities, but emerging theories of quantum gravity and multidimensional space hint at the existence of hidden layers within stars. If the sun's core is indeed a realm of mystery and unknown forces, then our daily sunlight is only a thin veil masking something far stranger. What we perceive as heat and light might be just one aspect of a deeper cosmic dance. A dance of energies, secrets, and forces yet to be discovered. The heart of the sun remains a riddle, and unlocking it might change everything we know about existence itself. The sun is not just fire and energy. It is a symbol of life, hope, and at the same time a shadow, a mystery we may never fully unravel. Every ray of the sun is a thread connecting the past, present, and future. But what lies hidden behind this thread? What does the shadow cast by our star conceal? We stand on the threshold of a new era, an era of understanding and embracing the unknown. Because perhaps the true power of the sun lies in its mysteries, in how it urges us to seek answers, not just receive them. Myths, theories, riddles, all are part of a grand picture where the sun is both the main player and the spectator. We are merely small witnesses in a vast cosmic performance. And our knowledge of the sun is only the beginning of a journey leading into infinity. Maybe the answer is not to unravel the sun, but to learn to live with its mysteries. The light at the end of the shadow is a light that never goes out. And even in darkness, it shows the way.